Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going better than fantastic. Today I want to talk about something very important. And this is the growing trends of narcissism and narcissistic abuse in our society. And the many ways we can see these trends in our society growing and spreading. Now again, as stated in the last video, it's not a good thing to look at the past or parts of history with rose-colored glasses. But it is good to at least look at the past and examine it. Because yes, there was narcissist parents and parents in such family dynamics. Together family dynamics. But in society and what was shown on television, movies, and in other areas of life, was that of hard work, honor, and doing the right thing. Now we do know that not everyone did such things. And some pretended to do such things, while behaving a different way when the doors of their home were closed. But this way still gave a framework for a family to have a possible chance at indeed doing the right thing if they chose to do so. Why? Because society didn't look at them weird or strange if that's the direction they were trying to go. Because that's what was promoted on television and the movies. You see, we for the longest time have lived in a society where what is being showed on the television or the movies ends up becoming the main model of how nearly everyone tries to live in their day-to-day lives. And this goes back to the question that I've asked a few times now. What would happen if a narcissist or narcissists got jobs or positions as writers, producers, and influencers in such a market as movie making and television show making, along with commercials, so forth and so on? That's right. They would likely shift things in a covert way at first to influencing people to do the wrong things in their life. Wrong things meaning to not have honor and respect for the people you deal with, and to not care about a healthy family dynamic. Then once they have built up steam, they will start to drop the mask, so to speak. And then they might start to overtly create programming showing the worst of the worst. Knowing they already have people's minds. And knowing they will just go along with what is being shown to them without a question. And this goes to the high value, low value, level up talk in our society. And it's basically teaching people to only see relationships as what you can get. And once you are done squeezing the life out of that relationship, throw the rind behind you and move on to the next relationship. As an example, I've been watching some videos of those talking to women that are trying to find a potential mate or someone to marry. And you can tell they have been highly influenced by what they have seen on today's television and movies. And by their peers around them that have been influenced as well. They call into these shows wanting a ready-made situation. They want a husband that is making a six-figure salary, and has this position and that position in life. Yet, they aren't willing to self-reflect and think about what the person on the other end of their search is seeking in a mate as well. And in the conversation, it's made known. There are very few people in our society that are making the money, and that have the lifestyle this person is looking for. And it seems because of the programming majority are looking for the same thing. Which does what? It leaves a big hole in the market for those trying to find a good spouse. You see, you don't hear or see of in our society today, of couples building something together. You know, there are a great amount of strides in life that could be made if this attitude were to be taken. You see, in years past, we didn't have information on this out to the masses, which could have been helpful to help prevent generational narcissism. Think about it. You being a lot younger. And reading a book about narcissism and a narcissistic family in your school library. And thinking, wow. That's me. That's my family. And being able to sooner rather than later leave. Because such material gave you a framework on how to do so. But couple that with television and movies teaching people how to work together. You see. The only reason why we are having this high value, low value talk, and level up material, is because it's what's in our mainstream. Just like the new style of jeans that are out. If those that write the material for the mainstream wanted to change things on a dime, and have you and you work together, they could do it tomorrow. They could make television commercials showing intact families, and the benefits of staying together. They could make television shows addressing narcissism and how to avoid narcissists, and how to get away from a narcissist as well. And they could show it from all angles. Now just the angles that paints narcissism into being one-dimensional. But they don't. They don't do it. Why? Why don't they do these things when it could possibly better society and the people in it? Because narcissists don't want a better society. Again. As stated in the last video, narcissists love the broken family dynamic. It allows them ease to pick a new target at will. Because when you have more broken families in society, you have more potential targets for them to pick from. Think about it. It wasn't that long ago. The term gold digger was looked upon as a bad thing. Now it appears to be something to be celebrated. The fact is there are a lot of hard-working people out there, with a lot to offer. But they get overlooked because society says today they aren't worth of having the love of someone else. When in years past they were worthy. Now when I say worthy, I'm not saying just show up and things happen. No. I'm talking about hard-working people that try to put their best foot forward in life. Are being told they are a loser by society's standards. But in years past they would be considered a winner. Or maybe someone that has it together. And because the message in society is so strong. And because the masses are going along with this message. It just gets worse and worse. No one asks. What person did that other person have to mess over to get their money? No one cares. They just say, wow. That's someone you should go for because they are successful. Which is what makes narcissism go round and round. The person that might be the wisest. And that might have the ability to show the most love. Might have the least amount of money. Sometimes it's about having faith. In knowing and seeing this person is really working hard. And has a great attitude towards life and success. And that is if they stick together. They can make something. You see. Part of the reason why you don't see small family-owned businesses anymore is because big businesses benefited from all of the changes in the legalities that made it difficult for these small family-owned businesses to survive. This is so true. But the other reason why you don't see many family-owned businesses is because there really aren't that many families out there anymore. Again, if you were a narcissist and you were in big business, the media, or those that make television and movies, what would you do? What would you do? Then look around and think about what is happening now. Seeing the narcissist's message of, yes, you get someone that has this status and you get this and that. And have this and that. But shouldn't we say, it's great to be successful. And it's great to chase your dreams. But those that are really mega rich, they benefit from you not having a protective mechanism in place, such as a family. And because society has made it so hard for mostly everyone out there, your chances at finding this rich person with $1 million home is very low. But you have a chance at meeting someone hard-working and you building a life together. Only if that's what you want. And you are willing to commit to. You could possibly find this tomorrow. You could possibly find it tomorrow. High value, low value, and level up, is another way to say. Acceptable narcissistic abuse. You hear people that call these shows. And they are speaking narcissism openly and matter-of-factly. Without care to how bad it all sounds. And the reason why I believe. It's all they've been taught. It's all they know. And it's what that surrounds them in society. Think about it. How strange would it sound for someone to call a show talking like that if society had a different message? If society says, don't ditch the person you're with because you've fallen on financial hard times. Don't squeeze all of the money you can out of your spouse and then move on to the next person in an empty and shallow way. If that's the society we had, and someone called a show talking in this high value, low value, level up way, it would be seen as terrible and evil. However, because society has this attitude, you are disposable. Disposable. Sounds like narcissism, doesn't it? But society has this attitude, we are disposable. It becomes acceptable to treat people like this. And you hear from others. That's life. No. No. That's manufactured life. That's life when you allow narcissists to write the material that is out there teaching people how to live. That's life when narcissists are in control of the narrative and setting the pace for how we are all to live in society. Again, this is why information on narcissism is important. Because once you have it, you can then ask the type of questions like, what would happen if a narcissist or narcissists got into positions to influence others in society? What would they do? What kind of material would they produce? Now we are at a point where we talk about other people in a transactional way. This is their worth because of the amount of money they make. And some of these people that talk this way, believe it or not, even go to church. Some of these people, based on society's standards, see people as dollar signs. And not as a living, breathing person. Again, I'm sure there are a great many well-off people that are truly, truly blessed. And having lots of money to live a good life, along with being of help together, I'm sure is a great thing. But not everyone that made their fortunes did so in a kind and nice way. Let's just say it like that. I'm sure there was a lot of throwing others under the bus, so to speak. I would imagine there was a lack of honor. And that's the person you want to be with? Oh. Okay. But why do you want to be with such a person? And this goes back to the question. What would happen if narcissists were in positions to influence how people in the mainstream think? So is it possible you think this way because you were conditioned to think and feel this way? And you don't want to be the odd person out? By going a different path than others? You see, there was an experiment done, where there was an emergency exit sign clearly marked. And someone said, we all have to leave. There's an emergency. And this person led the group away from the emergency exit and to a dead end. Majority of the people looked back at the clearly marked emergency exit sign, as if to say, hey, why are we going this other way? But instead of questioning it and standing out, they marched on with the group and onto the dead end. You see, most people don't want to do something different than the group, even when it means saving their own lives. We know narcissists love broken family dynamics. We know narcissists want businesses for themselves and not for you. We know that narcissists don't want you to be happy and protected in life. Yet so many follow the script put out there for you to live. That was likely written by a bunch of narcissists. But one sad trait of the many sad traits of the narcissist is they don't have the ability to self-reflect, to care about how terrible it is regarding what they are saying, doing, and how they view people. To view them as money, objects, to be used and tossed aside when they have reached the level of their usefulness. And sadly, there are sons and daughters born. Sons and daughters to become another generation of scapegoats and narcissists. And it's growing and spreading. Because this high value, low value talk is just a normalization of narcissistic abuse. Yes. It's great to have standards and boundaries. Yes, there are things that come up that make someone more attractive than others. But we have to put these things into context of our society. When you hear these callers call into such shows talking about the high value low value concept, they are in most cases delusional about what to expect from life and what they deserve in a life partner. You don't hear about wanting someone that is caring, loyal, honorable, and having faith. You don't hear. You know what? I understand that they could have money today and tomorrow it could all be taken away, and I'm willing to be there during the lean years if those lean years happen. You know. You hear of these stories of someone getting seriously ill, and their spouse of 20 years just up and leaves them high and dry. And you have to ask. Just like I'm sure the person that got left asked themselves. Did they even really love me? You see. There are some people that think of evil night and day and night. But there are also some people that were taught to think this way by other narcissists. Narcissists with influence and narcissists with a big platform to change how millions think and how they live their lives. So what do we do? What do we do? We keep speaking the truth. We keep speaking the truth. Well, that's all I have for now. I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.